Empty room tour. I'm so sad. One last look out the window. I just have to take back my compost bin. I'm going to fill up some bottles of water and then I'm going to go. Au revoir to my accommodation. It's so peaceful this morning. I don't want to leave. I really don't want to leave. I'm so glad I've got a few days before I've got the ferry on Monday, so I have a few more days left in France. I've just made my first stop in a place called Béziers, which is meant to be one of the oldest towns in France, and it's a bit run down, which has taken me by surprise a little bit because I don't know what I was expecting, but yeah, on the side of a building I've just seen a diagram. Let me show you. Chemin de Compostelle. If you watched my last vlog, I was in Saint-Guilhem-le-Désert and it spoke about the way of the pilgrims when they made their way to Compostelle. And I thought this was interesting because I didn't really know much about them before. And here we are. I was kind of looking to see where Saint-Guilhem-le-Désert would be, but it would be somewhere around here, near Castres and Lodève and Arles, because Montpellier was in that little dip here, so it would be around there somewhere. So I thought that was interesting. Down here is the remains of a Roman arena, and in many places in France they actually have it, especially in the south. There are quite a few arenas and they are still used to this day for bullfighting, unfortunately, which I didn't realise was a thing in France. I thought it was just a thing in Spain, really. But yeah, many places in the south of France actually also do bullfighting. I'm just trying to find where it would be. Let me have a look. In there looks a bit ancient and arenary, but it's through this gate, and unfortunately I don't think I can get to it. I'm just going to go up here and see if I can go round and maybe access it from the other side. Unfortunately, the arena is closed from November to March, but you can see I'm putting the camera through this grating, but you can see the pillars, which would be the original pillars, I'm guessing. There's another one, I can't really, there they are. So they go all the way around the outside, and they've modernised it a little bit with the steps that you can see in between those two pillars and the vegetation. But yeah, it says here that it's closed in the winter months, which is unfortunate, but I guess that they don't get much tourism here in the winter, so I can understand. But that's really cool. During my time in France, I actually have been to 3 amphitheatres now. In French they call them arènes, like arena, and the ones I've been to were in Nîmes and also Arles. think it was Arles. Yeah, it was Arles. And the one in Nîmes was so impressive because it's one of the best preserved Roman amphitheatres in the whole world. So yeah, it was so impressive. I find pieces of history like that really interesting, despite the purpose that they're used for now, and obviously back then in the gladiator times. But they told us a lot more about the one in Arles. It was actually a tour I went on as part of, what was it? It was a trip that I chose because I'd taken on a French as a foreign language Erasmus course, and I got credits for it for uni, but it also costed a bit of money. It was €200. So as part of that, they took us on they gave us a couple of, I think about 4 options for excursions that we could go on. I look tired today. And I chose to go to Arles. And yeah, we had a tour. We had 2 tour guides who were so good and informative, and they really knew their stuff. So that made it so much more enjoyable because we learnt so much on the trip. For example, with the amphitheatre, the gladiators who usually fought were more often than not slaves, and the reason why they fought was to earn their freedom. So not only did they earn a lot of money if they won the fight, but they also earned their freedom. And the gladiator bullfighting earned so much money that very often people who weren't slaves volunteered for it because of how much money they made. And then when Arles was under attack, the whole city lived in the arène, the arena. As like an evacuation. They all moved into the arena and used the bits between the columns around the outside as their houses. So yeah, it was really interesting. And then obviously today it's used for bullfighting. Which, as I said, I find a bit unfortunate, but there we go, that's their culture. I just wanted to show you the street because it just looks really old and pretty. The main thing that I wanted to see in Béziers, am I zoomed in? Yes, was a bridge that's really old. I said that Béziers was one of the oldest cities in France. I don't know if I said, but it dates back, well, there are records of it dating back to as far as 500 BC, which is really, really old. So my plan now is to drive to the bridge. I was going to walk, but it's mostly downhill, and then I'd have to, wait, let's go down here. It's mostly downhill, and then I have to walk all the way back up, and it's only a 3-minute drive, and then from there on I can go to Carcassonne. Oh yeah, look at these buildings. If it focuses on the light, I don't know. Still getting to grips, is that a phrase? With this camera. Those buildings look quite old. And these. And those in there. There's so much work going on here at the minute. They're obviously trying to renovate the city. They look really old. This is what I'm gonna miss. This lovely blue skies and sunshine. Although I was talking to a lady who checked me out my room earlier, and I said, I will miss the sommeil in particular about France. And sommeil means sleep, soleil means sun. Silly me. I knew the difference, but it's just one of those things that she looked at me so blankly, and then I thought, oh my gosh, soleil, not sommeil. So now that's happened, I will never get the two mixed up again. It's just one of the things about being abroad, is things like that happen to make you remember which way round they are, and then you never forget them. So yeah, soleil, not sommeil. This guy is someone called Pierre-Paul Riquet, and he was an engineer, and he was responsible for building the 240-kilometre long artificial waterways that links the southern coast of France to Toulouse, to link the canal river system that ran across the Bay of Biscay, one of the great engineering feats of the 17th century. The logistics were immense and complex, so much so that other engineers, including the ancient Romans, had discussed the idea but not proceeded with it. So, there's a statue of him here because Béziers is his hometown, and yeah, one great engineer apparently. Those flowers smell nice. Oh look, lemons. Okay, I've just parked on the side of the road to look at the bridge. It's having some construction work done to it, so it doesn't look quite as beautiful as it usually would, but it still looks pretty beautiful. And up there is, I think it's a cathedral, or a church. I'm pretty sure it's a cathedral. So yeah, pretty. I have arrived in Carcassonne, and I just got something to eat. Let's cross the road. Am I in focus? Yes. Nope. Okay, now. I've arrived in Carcassonne, and I just had something to eat. I didn't film it because I had a baguette, and it was one of those baguettes where it was so full, every bite I took, I just got bread because everything's squished outside. So I wasn't going to film it because it was very messy. And now I'm just going to find the castle of Carcassonne. Just walking through the streets, having a wander. I won't stay here too long because I've still got 3 hours to drive until I get to Bordeaux. But yeah, there's a few things I want to see here, so I'll probably stay here for an hour or two. Yum! Wow! This is so cool! I'm feeling very happy, very grateful, and a little bit proud of myself. I won't lie. Just because, wait, I need to show you this. Look at it. How amazing. I don't think you can really see because of the lighting. But this is the reason that I postponed my year abroad. For those of you who don't know, I was actually meant to be here, well, not here as in Carcassonne, but I mean as in France this time last year. But because of COVID, everything was unfortunately cancelled, and I was to decide, well, I wasn't really given a choice. I was told to go straight into final year and basically not do a year abroad. And it was a hard decision to make because I'd made some really good friends in uni, and if I were to postpone my year abroad, I wouldn't be with them in uni anymore. One of them in particular, I was looking forward to living with, and because I then deferred, we never got to live together, which was a really big shame. But I am so glad I made that decision, because it's meant I can do things like this. I'm going to try and put you down because my arm's aching. Hang on. Where can I put you? Oh, I'm just going to hold it. Yeah, it's meant I can do things like this, and I'm so proud of myself for doing it and getting here and driving all the way and making an adventure out of it, because I know I'm just going to be so grateful to look back on these memories when I'm older. And yeah, I'm feeling very happy. What a cool place. What a cool place. I feel like it's the French Hogwarts. You know, the French girls that come to Hogwarts to do the Triwizard Cup? I feel like they're going to come trotting out of the castle any minute. I think we can go in and look around. So I'm going to do that. They have even got shops in the castle, as you can see. I don't know why, but I have a habit of visiting places and everywhere being closed. Yeah, some are open, some shops are open, so I might get a postcard. Which one? I reckon it's one of these with the castle on. Hey, if you're watching, I found your shop, a sweet shop. That's where you would be. Oh, yummy. Carcassonne, you were lovely. I now have a 3.5 to 4 hour drive. Next stop, Bordeaux. I completely forgot to end the video. Once I got to Bordeaux, I was very tired and very hungry. So those were my priorities, and in fact, the night before I left Montpellier, I didn't sleep very well. I don't tend to sleep well before big days. So yeah, I was really tired and I just ordered some food and got some sleep. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will be doing some, well, potentially one more thing tomorrow that I will want to film. So if you'd like to watch that, then stay tuned, because I will upload it probably a couple of days after this one. So until then, bye!